Yep, and before we get to our week 2 dream lineups, we are actually introducing a brand new segment that honestly all three of us are pretty excited about. Instead of telling you what to do, we're going to kind of talk about the biggest questions we have entering into each week, whether it's regarding redraft, dynasty, keepers, any and anything, everything and anything of fantasy related. So this is our big question segment, and I am actually going to start off here. I'm going to ask y'all this question, gentlemen. When it comes to established starters, people that we have thrown their names into mock drafts all of the time, especially have been just staples within the last few years, who is one established starter that will lose their spot this year based on week 1 performance?
Okay, I got my first one.
All right, Ryan, go for it.
This might be a little controversial. Derrick Henry.
I am so
I think
happy you
Derrick.
brought it up because I want to talk about Derrick
I
Henry.
think, yeah, Derrick Henry. He got outsnapped by Tyjae Spears, so that was a shock to me. At the end of the game, I looked at like their stats and I was like, "What the heck is going on here?" Is King Henry being unseated? So, we might see a little bit of a change. I think they might be saving Derrick Henry because he's had a lot of injuries over the last couple of years. After he sat out most of what was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 years ago he had the foot
yeah,
injury.
two years ago he had that foot injury. I think they're wanting to save him a little more. So I think they're going to be putting in Tyjae Spears into a committee situation, and they're going to split carries. So
Yeah, I mean Tyjae Spears took all third down opportunities, and that's the
mhm,
big red flag to me. So it's like, okay,
mhm.
if you're forcing Derrick Henry into a 2 down role, we were excited 2 years ago because he was getting the targets. And now
Yeah,
this year, I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to be that way. Yes, he had 15 attempts, I mean, but when your snap percentage is 48%, that starts ringing alarms for me. And I think maybe
yeah,
they're just trying to get some run just with Tyjae. Maybe it could be just like keeping a longevity about him, but yeah, this is not
yeah,
good for like long term like dynasty managers who have Derrick Henry or even redraft. I think this might be the year you start looking at, you know what? I'm going to trade away Derrick Henry while I still can.
yeah,
It might be time.
I think it is. To be honest, it's not. I might be. I think it is because usually with week 1, like you have weeks and months to prepare for that game, and obviously it's going to be the first kind of your first moment of a different color jersey. But man, when you start having this intention of taking him off a third down and putting in another running back, and you spent a pretty good amount of draft capital for, considering Tennessee,
mhm,
I believe it was a third round pick. So, so not only if Derrick Henry, 15 carries is kind of low for Derrick Henry standards, he's not getting the targets like we thought he would. If he doesn't have the full control of this backfield, I think it's done. And even
yeah,
then, considering Ryan Tannehill's play, this Tennessee offense might be cooked.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
for real.
yeah. Ethan, who
So
is
that's
your
it
pick?
is a big concern.
I think it's going to end up being Monty.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
I think
Okay.
he's established. That's their guy right now. But I mean, we all saw it on Thursday. Like,
Hmm.
we're sitting there watching this kid going, oh my God.
It's a different gear.
Yeah,
Everything he did, except
it was
missing,
electric.
like, he missed one hole.
Not and literally his touchdown. He would have had a touchdown had he not slipped.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On the outside zone.
Yeah, that outside zone. Literally, it was him in the corner, and no one
Yeah.
was
We love
catching his.
turf. We love
Yeah.
turf. You stick
Oh
when you don't want to stick and tear your ligaments, and slip when you don't want to slip and
yeah.
cost you touchdowns.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with both y'all's picks, and especially just this changing of the torches when it comes to running backs. I am not going to go running back, but my answer to this question was Van Jefferson because I truly believe
Okay.
when Puka Nacua gets 15 targets and Van Jefferson's playing, like mind you, he's been in this system for years, and when Puka is getting 15 targets, I don't care whether Cooper Cup's coming back. We've seen this offense support Robert Woods and Cooper Cup beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really do believe that your Robert Woods replacement is not Van Jefferson, it's Puka Nacua. And
Yeah.
and for a lot of people, he's on waivers right now, so go get waivers. We've been high on him. Uh, and to which Paul used one of the draft picks I traded him to get him, which killed my soul. But
I
he
would
didn't start him,
say
and that's all that matters. And so
if I had the pick, I was gonna take him, but I didn't have a pick.
yeah, I should have honestly, I'm happy because I think my second round pick made it worth it. But what Puka Nacua 78% snap percentage, 15 targets, 10 catches, 119. It's just that kind of volume, and especially he kind of came billing as like he's a pretty good run blocker at the wide receiver position too. So if he's going to be open like this, not including your main receiver being out there, yes, he's gonna
Mhm.
he has two really tough weeks after this. He has San Francisco and Cincinnati, and to which I think someone's gonna pick him up and either gonna drop him because it's gonna be rough, or it's gonna be a good buy low candidacy because then after that, after
Yeah.
Philly in week 5, you get Arizona, Pittsburgh, bye week 10, but like your playoff schedule, you're looking at Washington, New Orleans, and Giants. And that seems to be a pretty enticing playoff schedule too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So I have one more if you guys want to discuss it.
I,
Um,
I am all ears.
Dalvin Cook. I I think with how they were running,
it's already been.
uh,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
know,
never.
I don't
I
know
know
if
that,
I would count
I
Dalvin
know
Cook.
that, but he's been high enough, drafted this year just because of you know
His
with
name.
Brees Hall coming off of that and Brees Hall coming off of an injury. Not many people expected Brees Hall to be back so soon.
I
But
don't
when
know.
he was
I
playing
wasn't.
last night, I know, but Brees Hall, he showed up.
I
Like when
know.
he got
I
the
know.
ball,
What I'm
he
saying
was
is, I would
electric,
never with
man.
Dalvin. Like,
Yeah,
you go to a brand new team, it's gonna take time to
yeah,
adjust. He doesn't know the playbook. He's
that's
still
true.
getting into football
That's
shape.
true.
He wasn't there for camp. He has no chemistry with the team. He just lost his QB1. Like he never had anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
The
all
reason
right.
why I wouldn't
I
bring
can.
up Dalvin Cook
He
was he
might
was a
I
grow.
placeholder.
understand that.
He was a placeholder. It was until
Yeah.
Brees felt ready, and lo and
Yeah,
behold, we didn't realize Brees would be able to pull off an 83-yard run in week 1.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
yeah,
Brees was just standing in the back, like, guys, I've been ready. What do you mean? Until I'm
yeah, yeah,
telling you that
yeah.
I'm
He's
ready.
been on the bench going, guys, I've been ready since like training camp, so let's go.
Yeah,
I
I
don't even
mean,
know why you
But
signed this
yeah, I
guy.
just wanted to throw his name in, see if you wanted to discuss that.
I
That's
mean,
But
fair.
the other one I mean, I'll bring up another one because this is the most painful one is Antonio Gibson.
okay,
And it's
Yeah,
just
I mean, he was
I
like the theoretical starter. He was. We hope he was going to be the starter because we know that he's just better than Brian Robinson. But Ron Rivera is the bane of like football coaches. He's where good
yeah.
players die.
the
But I
the
gotta
issue,
say,
I mean, as soon as he
Brian
fumbled, it was over.
Robinson, yeah, but I gotta say, Brian Robinson actually looked pretty decent out there. Like he wasn't great, he wasn't explosive,
That's the thing. Like Brian
but
Robinson is
he
only
was
okay.
decent.
Brian Robinson is only okay, and
I
they're still
Yeah,
gonna start him over
he's
Gibson can be electric.
Brian
yeah,
Robinson is a lot
he's
like
a good
TJ
RB
Yeldon.
two.
Yeah, Brian Robinson's a lot like TJ Yeldon, is where it's like he does everything good. There's not like one elite thing to it, like to his game. But when he does everything good and he's consistent and steady, like you have no choice but to play him. Like
Yeah,
what's crazy is that it wasn't even a 50-50 split. He got 61% of the snaps 19 carries, 59 yards, not the greatest. 2 targets, 1 catch for 7 yards, and that's his only touchdown.
Yeah.
And so it's not like what he's doing is lighting the world on fire. And we all love Antonio Gibson for what he can be. But what happens when the player who can be doesn't be?
No, he just needs to leave. He just needs to go somewhere new. Ron Rivera is awful. I hate Ron Rivera. He sucks. He's the worst. There's a reason why he's in Washington. He is a part of that old group that sucked too. Everything about Washington sucks. All of you can suck it. If you like Washington, you probably suck it. And
Hey,
Ryan, what's
Ethan, I was just gonna say, Ethan, tell us how you really feel.
I think
So,
Washington sucks.
I mean, I will say, like, I'm pretty
like
disappointed
everything
in that
about
offense. To be honest, I'm actually pretty disappointed in that offense, largely because you're playing Arizona.
Bro, that's what I'm.
That's
we
where
don't
I'm
even
like,
get into that. You're playing Arizona, who had Josh Dobson in at QB. Like, come on, and you barely
Yeah.
win that. Barely.
yeah. And Josh Dobbs was
Josh
traded to Arizona 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, like come on.
So
Come
the fact that it
Washington.
was a close game at all is kind of insane to begin with.
Ryan, what's
So,
your
yeah, what is Ryan's big question?